Okay, so today is day 11 of me recording myself every day until I'm successful, right? So before we get started, I'm going to talk to y'all a little bit about this journey that I've been going on. I'm sure y'all, I don't know if y'all been watching. Maybe you just now getting tuned in or whatever, but I'm going to just tell y'all a little bit about how I've been feeling, right? And the conflict personally that's been going on with me during this journey, right? So it's been something that I've been kind of thinking about the last couple of days. And yesterday I came to somewhat of a realization. So I'm going to share it with y'all because maybe it can help people who are thinking about some of these same things or have dealt with this in the past or are going through it or will go through it in the future, right? But basically it was like a battle in my head, not like of doubts and stuff or like me thinking less of myself. I don't feel like I deal with stuff like that, but it was somewhat of a battle with perfection, right? Thinking that since I'm doing all of this reading and working on my subconscious mind, that I felt kind of like down on myself when I wasn't in that state, when I'm going through my day and I'm having like a moment to where I feel like I'm trying too hard because I'm reading about trying too hard. I feel like I'm trying too hard to think away, or I'm trying too hard to not care, or I'm trying too hard to be present, and like judging myself in a way, right? Judging myself for feeling these things and judging myself for being this way, or telling myself, dang, I'm doing all this reading, like, and I'm feeling good at certain parts of the day, or I'm waking up having such a good day, but then why is this 15 minutes in my life during 6 p.m., why am I getting back in this, why am I struggling with perfection? Like, why am I not at peace all day? Like, these were things that I'm personally was thinking to myself, right, in my head. So I was thinking about it for a couple of days, right? And even yesterday, I was about to, like, day 10, y'all saw, I just did the video where I reviewed the podcast, but I originally was thinking I just wanted a video talking. But I kind of left down on that. I worked all day yesterday, and then I came home last night, and I was just thinking to myself while I was laying down in the bed, right? And what I came up with was, I'm never going to be perfect in no way, shape, or form. And that gave me a sense of peace, right? No matter how many books I read, no matter how many podcasts I watch, no matter how much money I get in my pocket, no matter how much I meditate, the waves just start going crazy. They fucking with me right now. No matter how much of anything I do, no matter how much time I put into myself, I'm never going to be perfect. I'll never be a perfect person because God didn't make humans perfect. He made us with flaws. He made us with insecurities. He made us with doubts and things like that, right? And no matter what is important to me, that I still show up, right? So that was something that gave me a sense of peace, and it made me happy on some real shit. It made me happy with myself because regardless of anything, I'm showing up and I'm doing my best, right? So that's why it's important to do your best, bro. Like, just do the best that you can because none of us are ever going to be perfect. And I'm so happy I came to that realization last night because it really gave me like a sense of peace. Like, okay, Shayon, maybe some days I won't have the best day. Maybe some days my mind won't be perfect. Maybe some days, like even this morning, I sat here and I wanted to meditate before the video, but at a point it felt like a chore because like I'm trying to force myself on this. So, I said it feels like a chore. I'm not doing this anymore. I went for a walk for like over an hour before reading and stuff. And the best decision I ever made, bro, just doing what I want. I'm not going to be perfect. Like, none of us will ever be perfect. And that just gave me a sense of peace. So I just wanted to talk about that a little bit. And let's get right into it, right? So today we're on chapter 11. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Today is day 11, but we're on chapter 10. Let's get right to it. So chapter 10 is called Your Right to Be Rich. So what is chapter 10 talking about? A brief summary is basically exactly what it says. Talks about how it's our right to be rich, right? We all have the right to be rich. Not saying you have to be rich. That doesn't mean at all like you have to be rich or else you're a failure. It says it's our right to be rich. So what does that mean? Same way when a cop comes up to us and say, you have the right to remain silent. You have the right to remain silent doesn't mean you have to be silent. You have the right to talk or you have the right to remain silent. In the same way we have the right to be rich, right? So we have the right and we deserve to be in that state. We deserve to be rich is what it's saying, right? And it also talks about how poverty is a mental illness, right? So that sounds kind of extreme because mental illness is nothing to play with. But when he explains it, it makes sense, right? It talks about poverty as a mental illness since the principle of life is growth and moving forward. Like we talked about in previous days, the subconscious, our true selves, only want the best for us, right? It only wants to see us go forward. It only wants to see us thrive and be the best us we can be. And spit. But yeah, it only wants to see us move forward. And I know it sounds extreme, like I said, but that's the truth. Now, the government, those elites, I don't know if whatever we want to call them, elites, or the people higher up, they might not want to see us move forward because some of them benefit off of people being in poverty and people being in struggle. But our true higher selves aren't the government. The freaking president isn't our true higher selves that within. That person within us, our higher self, only wants to see us grow. Right? So that's what he talks about when he says poverty is a mental illness. Because the same way you have a mental illness and you see it and say, I need to fix this. I don't want to stay with a mental illness. He's just relating that to poverty. So in the same way, when we are in an impoverished state, we shouldn't want to stay in that state, right? Because as he says, poverty has no virtue. And what is virtue? Virtue just means like goodness, good faith, and things like that. So there's no good in poverty. Not saying like your family, y'all live in an impoverished state. I mean, in the projects or something, and y'all not good. You can be a good person, but y'all not good people because you live in the projects. That it's not the poverty itself that makes y'all good. Y'all just good people. All right, so that's what he talks about. That's something to think about. That's kind of like the main things that I got from this chapter. But besides that, let's get right into it. So the first quote that we talk about says, one of the most important reasons these people do not have more money is that they silently or openly condemn it. They refer to money as filthy lucre, or whatever that word is. They tell their children and friends that the love of money is the root of all evil. Right? So when he talks about the reason most people, he's just referring to oh my God, I got sunflower seeds stuck in my throat. I was just digging sunflower seeds before this too. But when he's talking about those people, he's just talking about people who, like, for example, say, I want more money or I deserve more money. But then you openly or silently condemn money as filthy or lucre, or say the love of money is the root of all evil. Right? So when we criticize money, ultimately, truly within, we're seeing money as a bad thing. Right? So if we say money is the root of all evil, or people with money are evil, we're ultimately saying that money is bad, right? And I'm going to give you a personal example of something that I noticed in myself that I had to dig into, like, and change, right? So I wrote it down here. So I literally used to say to myself, like, growing up, high school, and like years, until I realized that it was hurting me. Like, this was a thing that was ingrained in me. This was somebody who I was, my true being. I used to say to myself, money doesn't make me happy, right? Until I learned that was ultimately hurting me, right? So I used to say, money doesn't make me happy, which is true. Money doesn't make me happy, right? But when I was saying that, I was hurting myself. But it's because my perspective on money was wrong, right? So when I'm saying money doesn't make me happy, I'm thinking about money itself. But instead, when I change my perspective and I can say money does make me happy, right? And it's not the money itself that makes me happy, but it's the things that money offers us and things that we can do with money. Like, I can go out and take care of my family with money. I can go out and travel the world with money. I can be free. I don't have to worry about things that hold us back. Like, can I buy food? Is bills gonna hurt me? Do I gotta pay my car note? Do I gotta, like, those things, they hurt us. So yes, money itself isn't important to me, but the resource of money and the things that money has to offer are important to me. Those things matter to me. So when I change my perspective on it, money, yes, I would like money. You feel me? Money does matter. Money does matter to me. And it's not the piece of money, the piece of paper. This could be money. This is all paper. So a lot of times I feel like we look at money and we look at it as that. But when you learn to change your perspective on things, it can make a world of a difference, right? So, like I said, the things I could do with money, would make me happy, not the money itself. So when you learn to detach money and just see it as just what it is, money is just what it is. And we'll talk about that later with some other examples. He actually brings it up himself. But when you can change your perspective on it and stop thinking about money itself as just money, just literally think about it as just a form of exchange, right? And think about the deeper reason for why you want money. Like we said already, money just exemplifies the people that we already are for that reason. Because money itself is just a tool, it's just a resource. Okay, so that one kind of stuck out to me, but let's get right into the next one. The wind be freaking blowing my things away. It says, this is a good one. If you set your heart on money exclusively and say, money is all I want, I'm going to give all my attention to amassing money, nothing else matters, you can get money and gain a fortune, but at what cost? You have forgotten that you are here to lead a balanced life. You must also satisfy the hunger for peace of mind, harmony, love, joy, and perfect health. Right? So I literally had a talk with one of my friends about something like this. And we were talking about like just how we both wanted to be successful in life, how we both wanted more in life. But one thing that we also realized, because we were just talking about like mental health and success, and we were just having like one of those deep friend talks, right? And something that we both realized was, at what cost would we want money? Like, we would never want money if that meant that I would never want money if it meant that I was jeopardizing myself, if it meant that I had to do things that didn't align with who I wanted to be as a person, or it didn't align with me being happy, right? So like it says here, you can gain a fortune, but at what cost? Right, which is why we see so many examples of these rich people, these rich celebrities who seem to have everything in the world. They seem to have this perfect life, all the money, all the cars, all the jewelry, and they end up taking their lives. Right, they end up taking their lives because money itself can't make us happy. So like he says, we need to focus on leading that balanced life. So focus on healing yourself, focus on being yourself, focus on being kind to others. Be you, bro. Like I said, I didn't even mean to say being yourself, but be you. It just slipped into my mind because that's what I was meant to say. Like, be yourself, bro. That's the best way to be happy. When you're trying to live up to this expectations and trying to be like other people or trying to be this false persona, it's hard. Being yourself is easy. Be yourself, bro. It's better too. Like, you don't have to try to do anything when you can just be yourself, right? So that just popped into my head. But yeah, be yourself, bro. And the job is, once you do that, then the money just adds on to that happiness that you already have. And it's not the money itself, like we're going to keep saying, it's not the money itself that's going to provide that happiness, unless you look at it like that, which ultimately will just be temporary. Because then all you're going to want is what? More money. You're going to want more nice clothes, more fast cars, and you're going to get to a point where you'll realize, okay, what now? Like, I just keep getting more and more things, and I'm not getting anywhere within it. And that's only if you see the money as the source of your happiness. But if you're already happy and you can see money as a tool, what it is, and you want money because you want to help others and you want to be able to maybe help your family. Like, everybody doesn't have to want to change the world, but maybe you want to help your family, or maybe you want to get out of the situation that you're in. Maybe you want to get out of that job and don't want the boss to be able to tell you what to do. Maybe you're in a toxic work environment. You just want to be free, right? Whatever you want to do is up to you. Like, as long as you're not being a bad person behind it, that's all that matters. But there's no right or wrong way to do this. Like, we all have our own life to live. Do what makes you happy, bro. That's what it's all about. Like, don't follow me. Don't follow anybody else. Do what makes you happy. Maybe some people have other things that can teach you, but ultimately, like, trust yourself. Trust your gut. Yeah. So, do I have anything? No, I don't have nothing else to say about that. Let's get right into the next one. It says, okay, so this kind of relates to what we just talked about a little bit. It says, suppose you discovered a rich vein of gold, silver, lead, copper, or iron in the ground. Would you announce that these things are evil? Of course not. All evils come from humankind's darkened understanding, from the ignorance and false interpretations of life, and from a misuse of the subconscious mind. So what is that saying here? It says, suppose you discover a rich vein of gold, silver, lead, copper, or iron in the ground, would you announce those things as evil? Right? No, we wouldn't. And why does he bring those things up? Because those elements like copper, gold, iron, and things like that were just the former, like, ancient uses of exchange. Like, we used to use those things as money back in the day. Now money is just the form of exchange. So in the same way that if we found that, we wouldn't say that, how can we call money evil? Money itself, like we keep talking about, is literally just a piece of paper. Like, literally. I'm going to show you how literal it is. It all starts from this. It all starts from a leaf. Literally. I'm keep saying it because it's literally just this. When you actually think about it, right? Now, yes, it is a form of exchange. Yes, it can get you nice things. It can buy you shoes. So that's the things that we associate it with. But in a literal sense, it's literally this. It starts from this, turns to paper, prints some nice things on it using ink, and it becomes money. And then after that, like he says, as humankind, we give it interpretations. And some people misuse the subconscious mind with it, right? So it's the interpretations that we give it that gives it whatever we think about it, right? So subconsciously, how we feel about money is what we relate money to. So if you subconsciously tell yourself, oh, money is bad, or like I used to say, money doesn't make me happy, in some way I'm telling myself, I don't need money to be happy, right? But I do need money to be happy in some way. I don't need it to be happy, but I want it to be happy, because for me, I know things that I want to do in my life. I want to be able to help other people. I want to be able to live a free life. I want to be able to travel the world. I want to be able to do great things. And those things take money. I want to be able to eat. Takes money. I want to be able to sleep in a bed. Takes money. I want to be able to take a shower. Causes a water bill. So why would I take money as this evil thing when I can use it to do so many great things, right? When I can use it to do so many great things. And it's not about the money itself. It's about the things that I can use it for, right? Like we said already, money just exemplifies the person that you already are. So if you're it amplifies the person that you already are. So if you're a bad person, that's on you. But change. Like, you don't have to be a bad person. Switch around. You feel me? And that all starts with digging in. And one day at a time, bro. One day at a time. But yeah. So think about it like that, bro. Money is literally just a piece of paper. Literally just a piece of paper. Everything else that became money, like the $20 bill, the $30 bill, that's all the ink that we put on it. But literally itself is just a piece of paper. And everything from there on is just what we told ourselves it represents. Right, so let's get right into this next one, which says, one second. Okay. Would you stay with someone who condemns you? Of course not, and neither will wealth. This person is chasing away the thing he is praying for. He is praying in two ways. On the one hand, he is saying, I wish wealth flowed to me now. But in the next breath, he is saying, that fellow's wealth is a dirty, evil thing. This contradiction is a signpost on the road to poverty and misery. Always make it a special point to rejoice in the wealth of another person. Right? We already talked about that a little bit, but it's important, right? Because if it's, as it says, someone who condemns you, would you stay with someone who condemns you? Condemns is just like saying criticize. So I'm going to literally give y'all some examples, right? So you wouldn't want to stay in a relationship with someone who's criticizing you all day, would you? Right? So say you have a partner, you have a girlfriend, a boyfriend, whatever, and just like he talks about money, you say, I wish wealth flowed to me now, but in the next breath, you're saying that fellow's wealth is a dirty, evil thing. Right? So imagine you have a girlfriend, a boyfriend, or whatever, and you telling your girlfriend or boyfriend, oh my God, I love you so much. You're the best thing that ever happened to me. I want to get married to you. But then, like, literally, 10 minutes later, you looking at her, you are an evil person. Like, I really don't fuck with you. You be doing the most. Like, you don't make me happy. You gonna make that person confused. right? She's going to think, okay, he's just saying he loves me, but truly these are the emotions that he feels about me, because why would he saying it? You're confusing that person. In the same way, it's the same thing with money. So if you say that you want these things, but then silently or openly, as he says, you're criticizing them, because subconsciously that's the things that you're receiving. So you would reject those things and scare them away. Is the same way with money. If you want money, you can't criticize other people who have it, or you can't talk bad about it, because you're subconsciously ingrained in those beliefs about money within yourself, right? So does that make sense? So, and then he says, always make it a point to rejoice in another person's wealth, right? Because if you want those things, like I think we talked about that day 9, or let me just look. Yeah, we talked about that day 9, because that would have been 2 days ago, and that chapter was also about money. And it says basically to be happy for other people in those situations, because if you want to be that person, wouldn't you want people to be happy for you? Right? So if you're going to be in that situation, you know you're going to be rich in the future. You will want people to treat you that way. And just think about it like that, bro. That's just a different perspective to give you. Right? And also appreciating their journey. Like, you should be happy for them, clap them on. Wait your turn, bro. Your time will come. Just wait your turn, be patient, and just keep working. Like, don't look down on another person and say, damn, this nigga getting all this money, but this nigga a weirdo. Damn, this nigga getting all this money, but this nigga doing it on some clown shit. Like, this nigga having to work a job. This nigga having to work his 9 to 5 to get money. Like, so, bro, do you. And be happy for that person, whatever way they're doing it, because they're doing it. You feel me? Whatever way they're doing it, they're on their life journey, and your life journey is yours. Right? So, yeah. You don't want to contradict yourself, because you literally are confusing yourself. In the same way we talked about with a relationship. Like, if you were saying you love your partner, but then you turn around and criticize them and talk bad about them. It's literally the same thing. Like, yeah. That's just something to think about. They wouldn't think you're being truthful about any of that. Same way money doesn't think you're being truthful about saying you wouldn't. We're not going to get too far in a rant about that. But let's get right into the next one. Oh, okay, so this is the last quote, but it's saved the best for last. It says, in large stores, the management hires guards and store detectives to keep people from stealing. Every day they catch a number of people trying to get something for nothing. Anyone who does such a thing is steeped in a mental atmosphere of lack and limitation. And trying to steal from others, they are robbing themselves of peace, harmony, faith, honesty, integrity, goodwill, and confidence. Furthermore, their message to their subconscious mind draws to them a manner of loss of character, prestige, social status, and peace of mind. These people do not understand how their minds work. They lack faith in their source of supply. If only they would mentally call on the powers of their subconscious mind and claim they are guided to their true expression, they would find work in abundance. Right? So, first thing I'm going to point out is the literal subtitle for this quote right here, for this whole paragraph, is you can't get something for nothing. And in the same podcast I talked about with John Mackey, the CEO of Whole Foods, he said it in such a beautiful way that taught me something I never really thought about before. Yeah, I've heard like people say serve others before, but he really like made me understand it. Right? So they say you can't get something for nothing. In the same way, if you want to be rich, if you want to be successful, if you want money, ultimately you can't just get money. You got to serve people in some type of way. Right? You have to offer some type of service. You have to make people's life better in some type of way. Right? And how do we know that? We know it's true because even if you're an employee, you're serving your boss by working for him, and you get paid for it. So it's some form of exchange. If you're a business owner, look at McDonald's, they serve people by offering them fast food. You don't have to wait for your food, you get it fast. SolidWorks, they serve people by offering solids and healthy options. You got stores like Foot Locker, they serve people by offering them good feet to throw on, some drip and stuff like that. You feel me? We could go on with this all day with a bunch of examples, but doctors get a lot of money, but why? Because they serve people by helping them with their health, by treating them, things like that. So ultimately, you have to focus on serving people. Like he says, you can't get something for nothing, right? And that's just a different way to look at it. So when you're trying to, maybe you want to be rich and you want to be successful, instead of trying to focus so much on how can I get rich, how can I get this money, like that was, bro, literally, like this how these ideas that I'm doing right now came about. I literally shifted my focus. I stopped thinking about, I literally prayed, bro. Like, I'm telling y'all this honestly. I changed my prayers. I started praying for knowledge. And I heard some guy when I was interviewing one day. This was a long time ago. I never even uploaded the video. And I took that from him. He said, like, instead of praying for things, instead of praying for these outcomes, instead of praying for things, he started praying for knowledge, right? I started doing the same thing. I started praying for knowledge. People started giving me book suggestions. I met a random person in a grocery store, gave me a book suggestion that changed my life. These things just started flowing to me. Instead of praying for ideas, I started praying, how can I serve people? Like, what can I do to help? What can I do to make the world a better place? Things like that. And this stuff came about. Like, people might want to read and they might not have the motivation to do it. They might not have the information right here that I once wanted. Like, I once wished that I could have these things. And that's why I'm here to offer it to other people, because I was that same person wishing that I had that. So, like I said, I'm not trying to force anybody to listen to this. I don't care. Do whatever you want. But ultimately, I know that I was that person who wish I had this stuff. So if you're in this situation and you wish you just had something, like, but you don't know, because like I said, a lot of us aren't taught these things growing up. Right? So I'm here to share my journey of learning these things, and me, like, I'm not trying to gatekeep. I ain't gatekeeping, you feel me? I might gatekeep some good-ass meals, but I ain't gonna gatekeep this knowledge. You feel me? Let's all learn this together. But yeah, you can't get something for nothing, bro. So focus on different things, like how can you serve people? How can you make the world a better place? How can you do things? Like I said, McDonald's, they offer fast food service. Yes, it might fuck you up, but there's serving people in some type of good way. Doctors, yes, they get a lot of money, but they're serving people in a great way, right? So focus on that. But that's not really what he talks about here, but that's what I wanted to bring up, because John Mackey really made me think about that. So what he says here is he relates to people who steal, right? So as he says, anyone who steals is steeped in a mental atmosphere, whatever, limitation, trying to steal. But what really stuck out to me about that was, yes, you steal from others, but you might not be exchanging in money. Because you might be, you stealing it, you coming up on a lick, you getting something for free, but you're losing things that are so much more valuable, right? Like he says here, that character, that integrity, that peace of mind, that faith, that confidence in yourself. Because when you steal, you lose that faith. You're basically saying that I don't have faith in myself, that I can make things happen on my own, so I got to go steal from other people. You're losing that integrity, because now once you steal, people don't trust you. You feel me? You're losing that character because you're tarnishing yourself, who you are, and your true being. You're tarnishing who you are as a person. You're tarnishing that character. So things like that, you can't get back. Money, you can go spend. You can get back. Cool. Those things are important, though, bro. Like, I'm going to give you another example. I wasn't even going to talk about this, but I'll talk about it, right? So last night, I told y'all, I recorded that video at 4 in the morning, day 10. It was 4 in the morning. I probably woke up at like 2. But that whole day, I knew I literally had to work double. So it was from 6 to 10, and I didn't know how I was going to make that video happen. So I'm telling myself, I'm like, okay, I'll just record it. I'll just record 2 videos in one day. So after I recorded day 9, I was like, I can record in day 10. And I told myself, like, it doesn't really matter, because as long as the message gets across, as long as people understand this, that's all that matters, right? That's the important part of it at the end of the day. As long as people get helped, right? But when I really thought about it, it would tarnish my integrity. It would tarnish my self-image, how I feel about myself within. Why? Because I'm not being truthful. How can I say today is day 10 when it's really day 9? How? When it's just double day 9, it wouldn't make sense. So things like that are important to me. Like they say, all successful people, one common thing they have is they're true to their word, right? So things like that are important to focus on. Things like that are important to try. Things like that are important to be conscious of and think about. Yeah, it's not all about different things. So something to think about. And then we'll just end it off with the freaking highlights. But yeah, you aren't paying in money. But yes, you are paying in other ways. Yes, you are paying in your peace of mind. You got to worry about the person you stole from coming back and fucking you up. You got to worry about people not trusting you. Like he says here, your social status. Now nobody wants to be cool around you. Nobody wants to be with you. You tarnish your character. You tarnish your peace of mind. You don't even know yourself anymore when you do things like that. It's not worth it, bro. You feel me? And I used to steal. I ain't gonna lie. Not steal on no crazy shit. I never stole from people, but I would steal from like CVS and stuff because my friend put me on. It's all about perspective. He put me on a great perspective, bro, and I steal to this day. I don't think it's a bad perspective. I'm not gonna lie. I just don't steal because I believe in karma. But he said the government steals from us every day. I never used to steal. They used to be like, yo, just take it. I used to be like, no, I don't steal. He said, bro, the government steals from us every day. I said, yo, that's some real shit, bro. And I tell you, I don't care. I could have had $50 in my pocket, $100, and the stack could be $50. I'm taking it. It's going in my pocket. The government stole from me. Time to get this look back. You feel me? That's just what I was on. And yeah, some people got to steal food to literally eat and survive that day. So like, I'm not here to judge anybody. It's just something to think about. Like that's a whole different situation. If you struggling and you got to steal because you got to eat. So I can't speak on that. I personally can't. I'm not even going to try and say, oh, you tarnish your character if you got to eat and survive to steal and eat. Because you literally might die if you don't. I don't know. Maybe you're doing what you got to do in that case. But if you stealing and it's not that extreme, then think about it differently. Like, start thinking about the ways that you are paying. Yeah, it's not money, but in the grand scheme of things and the ultimate person that you're going to be in your future, you're tarnishing yourself. All right. Now let's end it off with these highlights before we wrap it up. It says, be bold enough to claim that it is your right to be rich. Your mind will honor your claim. So be bold, bro. It's a bold claim to think it's my right to be rich. I deserve this, but you do know that you deserve it, right? Then it says, you don't want just enough to go around. You want all the money you need to do all the things you want to do when you want to do them. Get acquainted with the riches of your subconscious mind. Cool. When money is circulating freely in your life, you are economically healthy. Look at money like the tide, and you will always have plenty of it. The ebb and flow of the tide is constant. When the tide is out, you are absolutely sure that it will return. Nice. Knowing the laws of your subconscious mind, you will always be supplied regardless of what form money takes. Right? So the laws of your subconscious mind. No matter if money is gold, silver, whatever, if you look at it, no matter if they stop taking money and just make it debit cards, no matter if they make money this pencil right here, you'll look at it as what you want from money and not as, oh my God, I need to value this pencil so much. This green pencil, I need more. You feel me? I need more. No, you can look at it in a different way. So it's all about your perspective. Next. Sorry, this freaking wind. I'll be right next to the water, so that's why. They catching vibes. Hold up. I don't know if y'all can see. They like literally canoeing, standing up. That's tough. Cool. Y'all probably will see them if they... I don't know. I can't really see. I'm kind of far from my camera. But it says, one reason many people simply make ends meet and never have enough money is that they condemn money. What you condemn takes wings and fly away. We already talked about that. Don't criticize money because you're criticizing something that you want. Doesn't make sense. It doesn't. Belch. Do not make a god of money. It is only a symbol. Remember that the real riches are in your mind. You are here to lead a balanced life. This includes acquiring all the money you need. Right? So like he says, don't make a god of money. Don't make a god of the money itself. It's only a symbol. But we are here to live a balanced life and remember that the riches are in our mind, which include acquiring all the money we need. But because that balanced life includes the money, but the money itself isn't the thing. That's just a symbol. Don't make money your sole aim. Claim wealth, happiness, peace, true expression, and love, and personally radiate love and goodwill to all. Then your subconscious mind will give you compound interest in all these fields of expression. Cool. There's no virtue in poverty. It is a disease of the mind. You should heal yourself of this mental conflict or malady at once. We talked about that. Next, you are not here to live in a hovel, to dress in rags, or to go hungry. You are here to lead the life more abundant. Right? So we aren't born to do those things. Yes, some of us are born in different circumstances. It could be it's a lot more difficult for some people, but not impossible. Unfortunately, none of us were born. Well, maybe you were born, but a lot of us weren't born with million in our bank account. You feel me? It is what it is, though, but it's not impossible to live the life that you want. Okay? Next. Never use the term filthy lucre. I don't even know what that means. I'm just going to say filthy, or I despise money. You lose what you criticize. Money in itself is neither good or bad, but thinking of it in either light makes it so. So I'm going to keep saying this. Like he says, money itself, that piece of paper isn't good or bad. It's how we relate money to the things that we think about money and relate it to. Right? Oh my God, a bee is flying in front of me. Y'all just saw it in the camera. Nigga, you too comfortable. I won't go over there and grip him up. All right, next. It says, repeat frequently, I like money. I use it wisely, constructively, and judiciously. I release it with joy, and it returns 1,000-fold. Cool. Damn, this bee took my word literal. This nigga slid on me first. I don't be panicking, though. I feel like if you just don't move, they'll leave you alone. As he comes and flies in my face. Okay, cool. But, look, when Big Bro mess when you kill little... Oh, I ain't even kill him. I'm gonna let him live. It says, money is not evil any more than copper, lead, tin, or iron that you may find in the ground are. All evil is due to ignorance and misuse of the power of the mind's power. We talked about that a little bit. To picture the end result in your mind, you causes your subconscious to respond and fulfill your mental picture. We talked about that the last couple of days. Like the same thing with money. If you want these end results with money, picture yourself in those things consistently over time and just keep doing it. That visualization that we talked about. So next it says, stop trying to get something for nothing. There's no such thing as a free lunch. There was free lunch in school. Hold up, my guy. I can't agree with that. Free lunch used to be busting the chicken nuggets. And if you was a real nigga like me, I would literally have the Polynesian and Chick-fil-A sauce in my bag for free as well. So some things is free. School lunch was free, so I don't know why he just said that. And there's literally a place around here that offers free lunch. He tweaking. There is free lunch. You should have used a different example. I mean, I guess someone's paying for it, so technically is it free? I don't know, but I wasn't. Okay, so I got sidetracked. I'm sorry. He made me think about school lunch. That shit was amazing. Damn, some niggas used to really act like they was too good for freebies, bro. Not me. I'm getting seconds if I can. Only if it's good meals. Like, I ain't eating everything y'all got. Like, some of that shit used to be slop. But, like, yeah. The most down bad I would do was the slab, meats. What was it? I don't remember. It was, like, slab of meats. Like it looked like a patty, like a burger or something. Like, you would chop it up. They used to give it a gravy with it. Shit used to be kind of hard. I ain't gonna lie. Like, that shit was kind of good. All right, but let's get back into it. Stop trying to get something for nothing. There is no such thing as a free lunch. You must give to receive. If you give mental attention to your goals, ideals, and enterprises, your mind will back you up. The key to wealth is to apply the laws of the subconscious mind by impregnating it with the idea of wealth. And that's the end of the chapter. I hope y'all learned something from this today. I know today is probably going to be a long one because bro, I'm going to say what I want. I ain't going to lie. I don't know why I love to yap, but it's just who I am. I just like to yap and continue. And then sometimes a lot of times I get sidetracked, unfortunately, and get off topic. Right? But it is what it is. Let's wrap this video up. It's been your boy, Shaestackz. Telegram link in the description. Thank you to everybody who's been coming along with me along this journey and watching and supporting, whether it be liking the video, watching it, leaving a comment, sharing it with your friend, in whatever way that you've been supporting me. Thank you. Right. But subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Have the notifications on so you can be here tomorrow for the day 12. Right. Like the video because it's going to help us keep getting pushed. What else do I got to say? I don't know. But yeah, subscribe, like, comment, share, all of that good stuff. It's been your boy Shaestackz, and I'm out.